Okay, now we are going to talk about the double bonds. There are some atoms which need 2 electrons to complete their octet, right? In case of hydrogen, it needs 1 electron. In chlorine, it needs 1 electron. So they make single bonds. But in the atoms which need 2 electrons to complete their octet, they form double bonds. For example, oxygen, right? Atomic number of oxygen is 8. So what is the electronic configuration of oxygen? Okay, good. Very good. How many shells are there? How many shells? See, this is 1, 2. How many shells are there? 2 shells are there. This is the first shell and this is the second shell, right? If there are 3s, 3p, 4s, then there are 3 and 4 shells, right? But because there are not 3, third and fourth shell, so we don't write them, right? This is the second shell. In the first shell we have 2 electrons, and how many electrons are in the second shell? Add these electrons, Aisha. Both of these subshells are present in the second shell. Add their electrons. Aisha, 4 plus 2 is 6. There are 6 electrons in the outermost shell. See, if we draw the oxygen atom, in the first shell there are 2 electrons. In the second shell there are 6 electrons, right? Sorry. I have made 2 extra electrons. In the second shell there are 6 electrons. So how many electrons does this oxygen need to complete its octet? Yes, oxygen needs 2 electrons to complete its octet, right? So it will make the double bond because it needs 2 electrons and it will share, it needs 2 electrons, right? So it will share 2 electrons, right? An atom shares as much as electrons as much it needs. Because it needs 2 electrons, so it will share 2 electrons, right? Is it clear? It is going to share 2 electrons because it needs 2 electrons. Okay, we will draw the outermost electrons only now. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 electrons this oxygen is going to share. There is another oxygen atom. It will come and share its 2 electrons with this oxygen, right? When we show the sharing, we overlap the outermost shells like this. Sorry. Right? These are the 2 electrons from this oxygen, and I will show with cross the electrons from this oxygen. How many electrons are in this bond? Aisha, look at this area. Look at this area. This is the bond, right? How many electrons are in the bond? 2 electrons from this oxygen and 2 from this. So how many electrons are in this bond? 4 electrons. It means there is a double bond. One bond contains 2 electrons. So 2 bonds will contain 4 electrons. Right?